Welcome to James's house. What can we learn today? Hey everyone, welcome to James's house. This episode we have Patrick Haesler from the band The Bottle Brushers. He's take it away, Jimbo. Hey Patrick.
Hey James.
How you doing?
Good.
Great.
I think that's the most fun, 5 seconds of sitting and not speaking I've had in my life.
Yeah, totally. That's what I try to create. We can do another 5 seconds if you want. You think that was fun? Check this 5 seconds out. No, I guess the first one.
Your engagement is just going to drop.
Retention.
We've got to do something exciting every 30 seconds to keep the
30 seconds.
keep
right?
the youths
That's actually
engaged.
probably a really funny retention clock. As soon as it's on you. Put it there. What you been up to?
I just got back from a trip to Melbourne actually.
Oh, what for?
I went to see Beetlejuice, the musical,
Oh, cool.
which is my favourite musical, and it was an absolutely stellar show. It was worth.
Good pun. Stella. Beetlejuice is like a...
Oh.
Yeah.
Quick on the draw.
Quick on the draw.
Yeah, but just amazing cast.
Yeah?
Unfortunately, we had an understudy for Beetlejuice,
Huh.
so we didn't get to see Eddie Perfect do Beetlejuice.
Oh, Eddie Perfect.
Eddie Perfect,
Cool.
the
I
Eddie Perfect.
I forgot about Eddie Perfect. How can Eddie Perfect be perfect at it?
He wrote the show.
No way!
He wrote the show. So when they brought it from Broadway over to Australia, they were like, "Who's going to be Beetlejuice?" Well, they picked the perfect choice.
That's great. Do you know the actual star Beetlejuice?
I'm familiar. We've not met.
Well, you have, probably visually.
We've locked eyes.
We've locked eyes.
From across the cosmos.
Across cosmos. I heard, because I went to the Stromlo Observatory night. Have you been to that?
No, but was this the one recently with the First Nations?
They had First Nation stuff, yeah.
Yeah. I went to an Indigenous stargazing event at Old Parliament House. No, New Parliament House.
Oh, sick.
They did a talk.
Oh,
Talked
cool.
about Beetlejuice and waning.
It might go
Might go
supernova. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it could be tomorrow or in 10,000 years.
Yeah. So the cosmic scale of any time now.
I looked into it. It's if it did go supernova, we'd see it in the daytime for a year.
Yeah, it will gradually get brighter, and then you'll be able to see it during the day, and then we just won't see it anymore.
Right, should we write a song out of that?
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. What instruments?
Yeah,
are
I reckon the Yui.
The iwi.
Iwi?
Yeah. I always I don't smoke or vape, but I always feel like it would be a great bit to pick this up, and then just because it just looks like the fattest vape of all
It does
time.
look like a sick vape. You could definitely hook up a smoke machine to it.
Do you want to do some Beetlejuice music?
Yeah, it's Beetlejuice music. Sick. Dope.
Do you feel like we're in the middle of a cost of living crisis and buying anything is really hard? Well, you should head over to truebluejames.com and buy a sticker on a stick. Do you feel like you have everything in the world and that you're a minimalist and don't really want to buy anything? Well, then you should head over to truebluejames.com and buy a sticker on a stick. Do you feel like you want to feel a part of something way bigger than yourself? Then you should head over to truebluejames.com and buy a sticker on a stick. Limited stock supply.
Yeah, cool. So that's what I think about the stars, at least, personally. That's how it feels to me. That song.
Do you feel existential dread from the stars?
Nah, the opposite of dread.
You feel like
Existential awe.
Awe.
Yeah, it's like, whoa.
I'm just terrified.
You're terrified of stars?
Terrified. Of the
Infinite
infinite emptiness of space. I went to the Tidbinbilla space tracking station as a kid.
Sick.
And they played documentaries about the Mars rovers, and you just watch this video of the rover traveling through space and dropping down on this empty red planet, and it's not even that far away. And I just, like, my little mind was like blown.
Totally. Yeah, first time I heard about black holes, I was like, what? What does that mean? We're going to die tomorrow? That's what that feels like.
It's like when you watch all these cartoons about quicksand, you're always like, am I going to have to deal with this as an adult in the real world? I'm scared. I'm now scared of quicksand. You see all these cartoons where they fly up in space.
Every episode.
Is a black hole going to eat my whole world?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think I always look up to the stars to get some peace. I think that really helps me take my own thoughts and just explode them into the cosmos, so I don't have to worry anymore. Yeah, but because I also don't like to think too big too. Like, I don't like to, like, if you ask me if two aliens exist, I'm like, who cares? Is my thought, because if I start to think about it, then I get scared, probably. Yeah. Do you have a favourite country?
Do I have a favourite country?
Yeah, your favourite country?
I like New Zealand.
Okay.
I like New Zealand. I think New Zealand is kind of a parallel version of Australia, where some things are worse and some things are better.
Right.
And I think that it's more beautiful than here, which is as tough.
That's tough.
That's tough
Australia's
to do.
beautiful.
It's tough to achieve, but I think New Zealand is just
wholesome,
absolutely
yeah.
stunning. Yeah.
Okay, so what's name one thing that's better? I mean, you kind of just did with beauty, but
Yeah.
name another thing, and then something that's worse.
Okay, so if you were to go to the supermarket with a green logo, you'd be going to...
Woolworths.
In New Zealand, you'd be going to Countdown.
What gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So every time you go to buy your groceries, you're aware of the ticking clock of your life. the inevitable end.
And your bank account.
Yeah, your bank account going down, your time with the wife and kids going down, the time in which you have to create your magnum opus, every time you go to buy your groceries, you're reminded of the finite nature of your own existence.
Right.
That's the worst part.
I was going to say, now say something worse. No.
That was the...
That was a joke.
You need to be reminded.
You need to be
You need to be
reminded.
kept on the clock.
All right, cool. All right, sold. I'm going to New Zealand next week.
Sure.
I've never been to New Zealand. I'd love
Can you take
to.
me?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go right here. Let's write a song about going to New Zealand.
That's right. Okay.
Maybe you can do... maybe I feel like playing percussion. Maybe you
All right.
can do some, like, bass on that or something.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I can do bass.
I love that instrument. I was so glad we did
All right. Let's try and do some bass.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bargains. A countdown. I love getting bargains. I love getting bargains from the supermarket. Oh, it was only 30% off. Now I get to go home with a chop. Oh, my chops are yummy. I eat chops on the stove. Oh, they are good. Taste really nice. I like to eat them with steamed vegetables. Steamed vegetables are only 20 cents. 20 cents off my steamed vegetables. Oh no, now I need some fruit. Wow, what a bargain at Countdown. Whoop. 100. 99. 98. 97. 96. 96. 96. Bargains. Alright. Sorry.
I feel this is exceptionally fun.
Yes.
I do feel like I'm putting you on the spot.
That's
You just
improv.
have to improv.
Yes, that's what I like. I like being put on the spot. 7. That's what I come up with.
7?
That's what I come up
7.
with. No, like I like improv. Like I did a gig a couple of weeks ago, and I have a band called True Blue James and the Low Vibrations. It's called True Blue James and the Low Vibrations.
Low vibrations.
The reason that is because at a gig before, it was at a doof and someone like said that what I was doing was low vibrational. So don't care, fucking whatever.
Yeah.
So we named that band, and I told her, like, make sure you just put me on the spot. I don't want to know what the music is behind me. I can count in or whatever, but ultimately put me on the spot, and we'll make up a whole song, and then that gives me that pressure right then and there to come up with something really interesting, at least something. And
Do you find when you improvise, have you ever had a moment where you like make a wrong choice and it's like a complete bomb, like not even rescuable? You just have to stop.
I think we just did that then. I think that just was an example of that. No, I usually, totally, all
Have you
the
ever
time.
like said a slur?
On camera? Absolutely. Off camera? No. Never once. But on camera, yeah, I'm the coolest guy. I'd say. Yeah, probably. Probably so, but I got away with it.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's I mean, I don't like that you can get away with a slur,
Slur.
but I like that you can improvise in a space where we know that that's not your intention.
Exactly. Intention's always important, and my intention is just joy and have fun, and maybe make you question some things. Maybe I'll say a thing that makes you go, But that's probably why I did the slur, because it makes you go, why did he say that slur? And, it's because Chinese people...
Jesus Christ.
How's the bottle... Fuck.
The bottle brushes.
How are the bottle brushes going?
You're going to nail it because this is meant to be promo.
Yeah, we can cut
in
that.
some way.
Don't cut it. But how are the bottle brushes
We had a
going?
gig last night.
Oh, really?
We played Local Gold at Smith's.
What's Local Gold?
Pete Lyons, potentially with an S, puts together this event called Local Gold and gets some local gold
Oh, really?
in terms of musical performance.
Was some good gold last night?
Yeah, we saw Jimmy McGrath.
I don't know, Jimmy McGrath.
It was amazing. He had this crazy story, man. He was like, he had this song called Tour Guide at the End of the World. And by the point in the set that he played that, we were like, oh, this is actually autobiographical. Like, he's been all over the place. He's been like a scuba diving instructor on islands that are like, you got to island hop on various planes and boats to just even get to this place. So, yeah, he was incredible. I feel bad that I can't remember the second guy's name. It was Nick. He was cool.
Okay.
He played a set of 4 songs that were all from his dark, depressive era.
Yeah.
And it was like a conceptual thing. These are 4 songs. This is my short set of...
Oh, from my dark times.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's a good concept.
Yeah, it's a good concept.
Absolutely.
And then, the Bottle Brushes, we played our set at the end. It was good fun. We're working on recording our EP in the next month or so.
Yay.
And yeah, we're like really excited. I think we're in a really good place with the songs that we've been writing. We're taking like the live versions of the songs and then transforming them into the recorded versions.
Oh, cool. Using them as like sketches, like...
More just like making sure that, sections of the songs that when we perform live, it's like, okay, we'll do it we'll repeat this section between 4 and 6 times and we'll just vibe out what happens and leave room to be playful. And then we're saying like, no, this is what it's going to be for the record. We're going to play it exactly 5 times and we're going to layer up things like this or, or this song we play at intro when we play it live, but we're going to cut that out because it's fun to like get the crowd hyped up with that intro, but it's kind of dead weight in terms of like a recorded final version of the song. So just making those kinds of like final polished tune choices, and then I think we're basically ready. We just need the time to like sit down and.
What are some challenges that you faced writing this EP?
I think I personally, and this is going to be interesting because maybe the other bottle brushers will listen to this.
Yes.
But I find that great. I find that I have very like clear vision of what I want to hear. Like we'll be playing something. I'll be like, stop! I hear this. Let's do it. And sometimes I feel like I can be a bit domineering in that way. But I think it's just years of experience of leading bands and recording music and arranging music that I just get these ideas. And when I have the idea, I'm like, I want to hear it now before I forget.
Totally.
And then if it's good, let's do it.
Yeah. And they create space for that to happen.
I think so. Yeah.
That's important. As long as they're not blocking that process, because any idea needs to be tried out like, immediately. Yeah. Right.
So sometimes I feel like I can be a little bit domineering, but I think I've been told when I'm wrong, and I feel like we're in a comfortable space where the rest of the band
chummy
can tell me if I'm wrong, and if they think that, I invite them to tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But overall, I think we really get along well and have a good dynamic of.
Do you think there is right and wrong in terms of songwriting? Or is it like what the song needs and what it doesn't need? Or
I think that's actually probably a good way to put it. I don't like the phrase "there's no right or wrong answer."
Yes,
I think there is a right answer in that there's actually many right answers. I think we should just get rid of the right and say there are no wrong answers. And when it comes to songwriting, like you say, there's no wrong version of the song. There's just perhaps a version that's tighter in a certain way, or that resonates with a certain emotion more, or that highlights the lyric in a way that's better than perhaps another way. Or we want to highlight this lyric, or this inflection of the lyric, or this interpretation of the lyric, rather than another. And when you're working on like a record, you have to pick a version of the song that you want to hear.
Yes.
And so you have to make a choice. You can't be wishy-washy about what it's going to sound like. So you have to pick a right version of the song. There's no wrong version of the song, but you have to pick the version that you want.
The version that you want, with the taste and everything that you really deserves. Cool. Maybe blur that out. Cool. So, what's your idea? So, like, how long? So, you're gonna like record it? How long until release? Is that in your head, or is it just happening?
No comment.
No comment. Fair enough.
Well, we're gonna.
And what's the name of the songs, and can I have them?
If you've seen us play a few times, you will know. Well, you'll know the songs. We're doing some of our hits, like Bean Eaters, Violet, Fight or Flight. But the plan is basically we're going to sit down and spend a weekend at one of our houses and set up mics and everything, play through the songs, record that, and then go back and listen to those recordings to like track each instrument individually, so we can get the best possible.
The Bost version.
The Bost version. The Bost version. Yeah, we want to rule the world with these songs.
And cool. And then you're just going to do an EP launch probably down the track, and then cool.
Yeah, that's the plan.
That's the plan.
We've got to get the music recorded before we can figure out how we're going to launch it.
Cool. That's what you're doing.
So you got to build the rocket.
That's what I'm trying to ask. Like, do you have a plan, or is it just first EP, then once EP is good, then next step?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. We have steps that we want to do, and we'll tick them off as we as we go through.
How do you run it? Do you run it like a businessy, or do you run it pretty like? Do you have like a document that you guys all share with ideas, or is it just come in regularly?
We in terms of songwriting, you mean?
Maybe just like how the band works, you know.
Overall, the band's very loose.
Yeah.
When it comes to songwriting, we have a pretty strong formula in that either Oak or I will bring a song that we've written to the band and then play that. And if it's Oak, she'll like sing the solo guitar voice version that she's worked out. And if it's me, usually I've like done a demo up or something or charts. And then like as a band we'll listen, and then we'll either like we'll just start to play through it and start to come up with ideas.
Okay.
If it's Oak, it's like she'll play it with the guitar, and oftentimes by like halfway through the song, it's like the rest of us have started playing, and we blend into the song. We kind of like, that's what I love about Oak's songwriting, is that she writes songs that make it so easy to arrange a band. Like, she writes a song in a way that as you're listening to it, you can hear, oh yeah, and the drums are going to come in with this type of groove. The bass is going to do this.
That's a good song.
That's a good song.
Yeah.
I think she writes songs in a way that, like, she already is. I don't know if she's thinking actively about what we're going to do, but that idea of what is a good arrangement to fit into the song kind of weaves its way into her writing, and then so when we come along and play the rest of the band, it usually feels very, very natural. Cool. Even songs that she brings where it's like we have this one song called Wisdom Teeth that the rest of the band gets off stage and Oak just plays a solo guitar.
Cool.
And because we decided when we heard Oak play, we were like, there's actually no point in the song where we should come in.
Cool.
And that in itself is like, cool, you've written a song where it's not like let's take a guess at what the band's going to be. It's just like, very clearly, this is a song that doesn't need a band.
Yeah.
And I think basically with every single one of our songs, it's been really easy to decide what we're each going to do.
Great.
Yeah.
Sick. Are you guys ready for questions with Chloe? I've got questions with Chloe. This is a segment I have.
Love this section.
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Questions from Chloe! Questions from Chloe! Questions from Chloe! Questions from Chloe! Questions from Chloe!
All right, well, Chloe asks, what gives you instant anxiety and why? Ooh. Whatever that was.
Gives me instant anxiety. Terrible guest.
Terrible. No.
Can't think of an answer on the spot.
Maybe being on the spot might give you instant anxiety.
I'm not anxious right now.
Okay.
Because I know that we're in the context of a studio.
Yeah.
And that we could cut this out if we wanted to. Shit.
We don't have any knives. We don't have technology for this. This is all on film.
Instant anxiety. I don't think I get instant anxiety. I think anxiety builds up gradually over time.
You know what?
Like, I think knowing that something bad is going to happen, but then not being able to do anything about it.
Yeah.
Like, usually I'm pretty loosey-goosey, and if it's in the distance, I'm like, oh, I have to worry about that at some point.
Yeah.
But then that just like gradual build of anxiety.
What's that sound like? shit. Yeah, that's what it feels like for me too. That's exactly. Yeah, cute, great.
I love being atonal.
Oh, so I identify. Atonal. Was that
Do they have a
atonal?
pride flag for that? What colours are on that flag?
Skink. Was that atonal?
I was playing atonally.
You were playing atonally.
I was playing atonally over what you were playing.
Cool, that's right. That really worked.
Yeah,
Cool, that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
because that's what anxiety feels like to me.
Yeah.
It's atonal. You know, you
Yeah.
have no
Grounding.
no grounding.
no home.
Or I guess music theory speaking,
Yeah, let's do it.
atonally
Yeah.
kind of is a kind of grounding in and of itself, right? You know, you don't have a tonal center of any kind. You're kind of constantly
And
moving,
that is kind of a
and that
tone.
kind of it's a
It's-
consistency
yeah.
in and of itself.
Yeah.
Which that is kind of what anxiety feels like to me. It's like a constant feeling of uncertainty and maybe not despair, but probably anxiety is the word to describe what I'm
Yeah.
describing. But like
Anxiety feels like anxiety.
the worry about like what's going to happen or what's not
Yeah.
going to happen, and that's like this consistent thread that's unstable.
And if we look at that piece, ultimately the chords were the same.
Yeah.
The grounding there was the same. It should be predictable and everything, but you still feel
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
perfect representation of my anxiety.
Exactly.
I needn't compose any more music because
Anxiety.
or exploring my own anxiety.
Yeah, because it was just done.
I've just reached that
You can have
point.
that piece if you want.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I'll leave the exclusive streaming rights to James's house.
Absolutely. Thumbs up.
Do you have another question from Chloe?
Yeah, sure. So, question. This always happens. Everyone always wants 2 questions from Chloe.
Chloe asks good questions. I love the question about racism and fascism.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, she's a chef. I met her at a door. She's great. She's great.
Amazing.
And now she's got a segment. That's all it takes. If you want a segment on James's house, just ask for a segment. I'll give you a segment. It's just that easy. If you want a segment later on Patrick,
I'll
Think of a
think
segment.
of what a good segment might be.
what's the best thing you think you've ever done for someone?
The best thing I've ever done for someone.
Yeah.
I have a very recent example.
Yeah.
My friend Arabella,
Yeah.
who also goes by the name Astra Deluxe,
Cool. Right,
she had her birthday over the weekend. But months before that, she was talking to me about how, like, a co-worker of hers, like, listened to what other people's favourite things were just in the office.
Yeah.
And then when their birthday rolled around, they would just, like, rock up on their desk.
Cool.
And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then later on in that conversation, she mentioned how much she liked red velvet. And I
Just
was
like,
like, yep.
as in like the type of
the
cake?
type of cake
Or
or
just-
cookie or
not the fabric.
bread or no, not the fabric.
Okay.
Food.
Okay.
And then I shelved that in my mind. I was like, I'm going to remember that. And then I made her red velvet cookies.
Oh, nice.
And I just felt, you know, maybe that's not the best thing I've ever done, but it's just a simple pleasure
Simple
of
thing.
taking something that somebody likes that you know and
And how did
then
she
giving
react?
it to them. She sent me a message saying thank you.
That's really good. That's great.
No, it was a little bit more
But
emotional.
she
than
sent you a
that.
thank you message.
Yeah,
Maybe.
she sent me a thank you message.
Yeah, thank you message.
Um,
Were they pretty good cookies, you reckon?
Oh, they're the best.
Oh,
They have
cool.
cream cheese inside that open up and then
All right, well, next
drills out
time
in a very
I
sensual
would
manner.
love one next time we meet.
To be
Just next time we end up hanging out,
hanging out, you want one of these cookies?
I'll give you notice. I don't
Okay.
know, I want to send
Great.
them. Just like
Sure.
5 minutes. I want a cookie.
No, great.
What makes them? Back to the red velvet. What makes it?
What makes it so
What
good?
makes it so good? How do you
the
make such
secret
good-
ingredient?
Which is?
The secret is love.
It's love.
It's
It's
love.
love. It's love.
No, they're filled with fucking lots of sugar.
Sugar and fat. Sugar, fat, and
They're
carbs.
filled with lots of sugar and cream cheese.
Oh, yum. That sounds great.
Yeah, but they're filled with like cream cheese, so when you bake them, or like cream cheese icing, so when you bake them and then you take a bite, it like drools out.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sold.
yeah. The image is,
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
quite. I think you can probably find that on an R-rated website.
Is that what you call them?
Cream pie cookies.
Yeah, cream pie
Jesus
cookies.
Christ. I told my co-workers I was coming to this.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah, they want to see it.
They want to see it?
Yeah.
If there's anything you want blocked out.
No.
Okay, great. Okay,
Jesus
good.
Christ.
Okay, that's not too bad. Little cream pie
Anyway.
cookie. We could do something. I won't lean into it. I won't lean into it too hard. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, Patrick?
I would like to be in a place where I can comfortably write as much music as I want.
What does that place look like?
I think you see the gum trees blowing in the wind. You can hear the river flowing outside. You walk into the studio and you smell the incense that's burning. That I didn't choose out because I don't have very good taste in incense.
All right.
But I have friends who,
Yeah.
in this 5-year future, I have friends who,
I'll be honest, I've got pretty good taste in incense.
yeah, True Blue James signature incense is wafting into your nose. And there's just, it's like instruments set up, there's a little percussion wall, some guitars, and just, I get to walk in and then sit down and just, whatever idea comes to me, just pick up an instrument and just start recording, just start writing music. And then, like, 9 hours go past. Fuck, I'm hungry. Go outside of the studio, eat some food, go back in, and then just 9 hours more of making music.
Wow.
Then I get to go to bed again.
Sounds like what you're looking for is Las Vegas.
No.
Yeah, I think
Have you been to Vegas?
No. I think that's what you need. Maybe New York City.
New York City? I'd love a residency in Vegas.
That'd be pretty cool. Doing what? Burlesque?
No, I would never do this, but I think I'd like to do some kind of weird performance art where just every night it's just like a stage and I could just do whatever I wanted. Like sometimes I walk out, I'm just wearing the most bizarre clothes and I just sit on stage and stare at the audience.
Absolutely.
Some nights I come out and bring a band and just play the fucking sickest show you've ever heard.
Fuck yeah.
And then some nights it's like, you know, I'll just bring on a mate and have them do a stand-up set or something.
That sounds great.
Yeah. I think that's what I would want my residency to be.
All right.
Because I feel like a very multidisciplinary person.
Yeah.
So I would want something that I could
Do it all.
I feel like I wouldn't want to. I don't want to be boxed in. That's
Yes.
my 5-year dream. Is like I don't want to be boxed in.
Well, then I guess just curate that now. That you will never be boxed in.
I'll be never boxed.
I'm
in.
not boxed in.
That's what I love about you. I think you're. I don't know how to describe you except that you entertain people. So I call you an entertainer.
That's pretty.
Yeah. Is that your
Instagram?
on Instagram the professional class that you have to choose?
No, I've currently got post-genre cultural saboteur. I don't know how to pronounce saboteur. Sabotage? Like someone who sabotages. How do you pronounce
do you someone who works on the Sabbath?
No, like someone who sabotages. Like someone who is a sabotager. Saboteur.
A villain.
No, the word. Like saboteur. Like saboteur?
Like an abattoir?
No.
I'm fucking with you.
I don't like when people fuck with me. What have I done to deserve that? Yeah. It's I don't like. I think like putting genres or whatever. I mean, they're helpful till they're not. They box you in.
I had this lovely conversation with a mate of mine while I was in Melbourne, who's a fellow composer and producer and works with media, works in video game music, and it's this tough situation of being a person who creates music or creates content in the contemporary world, where to get an audience to be engaged, you kind of have to be consistent, because otherwise, if you're not, then they don't know what to expect and they don't know why they should tune in again. And that's very hard as someone who, like, each album I make is entirely different than the last. Like, sometimes it'll be prog, sometimes it'll be classical, sometimes it'll be whatever. Even within an album, it might just be, like, completely genreless. So it becomes, like, this idea of captivating people's attention with consistency and enough novelty that they can be excited, but enough consistency that they know what they can expect from you.
Exactly.
It's impossible. So I keep banging my head against the wall, being like...
It's got to be dopamine dealer.
Yeah.
Just the most purest dopamine.
The most pure... Yeah.
It's crystal...
I wish I could create... But I think I could.
Yeah.
I think I could, but I have no joy in being consistent. Like, I think I could crystallize a consistent formula and make it work, but I would enjoy it.
I mean, that's why I've got people now to help me with
Your team.
My team.
Your team.
My team. A team of people. A team of people. All right, give me a long on the EWI. On the EWI. I never know how to pronounce it. On the electronic wind instrument.
Yeah.
Give me a long A flat, high one.
Shit.
Is that on? Still? That die.
No. I think
Okay.
this died.
Come and get your dopamine, the purest stuff you ever seen. Come and get your dopamine, makes you feel so clean. Give them something they never heard before. Come and get your dopamine, the purest novelty. You'll never ever pick the pay when you get James's dopamine. Give him something never heard before. Come and get your dopamine. So yummy and so green. It smells better than Pino Clean. Yeah, come and get your dopamine. Give me something I never heard before. Come and get your dopamine. Yum, 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 bring ding ding. Oh yeah, come and get your dopamine. Oh yeah, give me something I never heard before. Beautiful.
The sponsor is you. The sponsor is you. The sponsor is you. Give me your money.
And now, back to the show.
And so I think you just do that like regularly on TikTok. You could go anywhere.
I could do anything.
You could do anything. You just do that every day. You could be You could be the best content creator around.
Who would want to click on this?
You want to click on this?
Yeah.
I'd love to click on that.
It looks like, I don't know if we got this on camera, but this looks like the biggest vape you've ever seen.
Yeah, absolutely the biggest vape.
Do you want to take a hit?
I'd love to. Can I take a hit of that big vape?
Yeah. Sunrise Mango, everybody. Available at a tobacconist near you.
Made at an American candy store near you.
Yeah, American candy store.
stores. That's where they sell vapes. Or if you ever see like American candy,
Oh, yeah.
that's where it's just the front for
Yeah,
vapes.
yeah, but they make it in like a, like a refinery where they take like rocks and just grind them down until it's mango flavored.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
And how many grinds does it take until you get mango flavour rock?
It's about a 6-hour process
Yeah.
where you start with a rock and then you kind of grind it down until it's just a thin paste. And you've
Thin paste.
broken down the trace elements
Yeah.
of mango. And then they have a little little boy paid minimum wage to pick through each individual.
In Australia,
like,
minimum
grain.
wage or like different country minimum wage?
Fuck no.
Yeah, okay, good.
If they were living on Australian minimum wage, that would be like they would live like a king
They'd live like a
on
king.
our minimum
Oh,
wage.
okay, right,
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually quite tragic.
All right, and then how do they turn that paste into a vape?
They put it in they get a little furnace
Mm-hmm.
and they put the little grains of individual rocks into a pot
Mm-hmm.
and they pour in mango juice. And they
Wait, hold on. And where's the mango just come from the shop, right?
from Countdown.
Oh, from Countdown, yeah.
Countdown. Because these children,
Yeah.
they don't have enough to spare in their lives already, so we have to send them on to a store where they're reminded of the existential, finite nature of their life,
Of their life.
just as they walk through the fluorescently lit aisles.
Okay, cool.
Until they find.
Do you
I
tell
don't know,
me
Golden Valley mango juice, which is probably called like Silver Valley mango juice in New Zealand.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Silver Fern mango
These are New
juice.
Zealand kids. The minimum wage there is very low.
Oh, it's very sad.
Compared to
So what you're telling me how flavors are made is a kid who just grinds rocks for 6 hours straight.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's just for one.
No, the
mango
machine
flavour.
grinds the rocks. The
Okay.
kid just they pick the grains out
I think
after
the
the
grain-
machine process.
And then just add mango flavouring into
Add
it.
mango flavouring
Yeah,
at the
okay.
end.
Yeah. Sounds great. How much? How much for one?
How
I'd
much?
buy- Yeah,
Huh?
I'd love
You
to buy one.
have to oh,
I'd love to buy a vape.
well, there's no bathroom in the factory, so they have to.
they got
to piss
to piss
into the vape juice,
into the vape juice.
and that's what you're puffing on.
That's what you're puffing on. You're puffing on slave piss. Triple E James' slave piss vapes. Get your slave piss now. What would you like to do?
I'd like to. I'd like to have another question from Chloe.
All right.
Am I? I feel. Is that greedy?
Yeah.
Is that greedy?
Absolutely. I feel like we should have played Question from the theme song every time we.
Oh,
Can we get the theme song? Because I can't read this question until. Boom on.
Questions from Chloe. Questions from Chloe. Questions from Chloe. Questions from Chloe. Questions from Chloe.
All right, this question comes from Chloe. What's your opinion on treating psychological conditions with prescription medication versus holistic treatment? Thank you, Chloe. Great question.
I think of the Tim Minchin line.
Yeah.
Which is that
Ow! Where are my keys? No.
I haven't seen that show.
No, I just figured he would have said that one time. He would have stubbed his toes and lost where his keys were.
Yeah.
But anyway, go on.
Yeah, another good one from him is good night.
Good night.
Good night, darling.
Good night, darling.
See you in the morning.
See you in the morning.
Yeah.
Another as well.
Something like that.
He was no, thank you.
Let's keep rolling out the greatest hits of Tim Minchin.
He said no, thank you when someone asked him for a
no,
receipt.
he said in the context of medicine, he said alternative medicine by its very definition is an alternative to medicine, and therefore not medicine. So I think whether it's a medicinal practice or whether it's some kind of scientifically tested therapeutic process. I think if we're going to treat people with mental illness, we should do so in a way that's informed by research and, some kind of understanding, rather than just guesswork.
What have you heard of?
I think guesswork we should leave for the musicians.
Maybe, I guess. I don't know. I've heard of this term recently, which is iatrogenic conditions. Iatrogenesis, which is when you have a condition because the doctor fucked up. So
nothing was wrong with you to begin with, and a
Or
medical
just-
professional.
or they could have been like, it could have been like, let's say it's 2008, and you're a bit sad. Doctor's like, here's some SSRIs.
I'm 10 years old.
I'm 10 years old. All right, you're going to be on that for 10 years.
Okay,
All right,
I'll be 20.
you'll be 20 when you start to realise, hold on,
Okay,
you're a bit.
I haven't even started high school
You
yet.
haven't started, but I'm going to put you on SSRIs.
Shit.
All right, and then 10 years later, now it's transformed 10 years later.
Oh my god, I'm in third year uni. I'm having the time of my life.
Having time in your life.
Yeah.
Are you on SSRIs?
Better ask my doctor.
You better ask your doctor.
Huh? Yeah. Hey doc.
Hey, what's going
Do I
on?
have SSRIs?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
I've been taking medication for that.
Yeah, okay. Medication for your SSRI?
10 years, yeah.
10 years. And you feel great?
Well, I mean, I'm kind of chronically single at the moment.
Yeah.
And I kind of changed my degree.
Oh.
And so, yeah.
Sounds like you need some slave piss. Slave piss gets you laid. Let's do a jingle for slave piss. Yeah, what do you want to do? Fuck.
Can I play the guitar?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll love you on the guitar.
Hell yeah.
Now this is... you go for it. You can drink it in the morning when you had a bad day. You can drink it in the night after you're coming down from a rave. You can drink it at midday after you've just had a lunch.
Lunch
And
bunch.
you can drink it in the sun on a Sunday when you're thinking about punch.
Punch me.
Punch me
Punch me.
in the face.
Slave piss.
Slave piss. Slave piss. Slave piss.
Punch me.
Punch me. Punch me in the face. Slave piss. Slave piss. Slave piss. Slave piss.
Smoke it. Smoke it. Smoke it down the hatch.
Slave piss.
Slave piss. Slave piss. Punch up all your worries with some slave piss. Tasty down my gullet.
I love slave piss to my gullet. I love
Grow a
slave
long
piss.
mullet.
I love slave piss with the mullet. I love slave piss on the trullet. I love slave piss when I'm dullet. I love slave piss in the grullet. Smullet, holla, 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 holla. Slave piss. Slave piss is the drink for me. It makes me sing. Into the future. I love slave piss. I love slave piss. Slave piss. Beautiful. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, slave piss. Sounds like a good novel. I don't know how we'd I don't know how we manufacture it. We'd usually run it out pretty
Yeah.
easily. How do you? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think the Canberra scene needs? Whatever that means.
I think the Canberra scene needs something that is gonna something that people can go to where they can kind of get anything that they want, and it's going to be good.
Like Countdown.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Like a venue where it's
a venue where like the food is like good. Like, you know, I love a greasy sloppy burger every once in a while,
Absolutely.
right? But if every time you go to like, you know, a pub, your only choice of food is like kind of like, you know, sloppy and greasy. Like sometimes I just want something that like feels clean and
It feels
fresh.
nice, yeah, absolutely.
You know, like a quality meal. It doesn't have to be like too pricey.
No,
you can, but like has
just
to be good.
good price,
Good.
good this. You want the good place. You
Yeah.
want a good place.
Exactly.
We're going to hang down a good place.
Yeah.
We've got good music,
Good music,
good venue. Like,
good venue, comfortable seating.
Yeah.
You know, well-priced drinks.
Cool, but not too cool people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool enough for a. Anyway, yeah. You just want a better place.
Yeah, and I think we need more good venues that aren't in the city.
Oh yeah, where do you
Yeah.
want a venue?
Like out in Tuggerall.
That's just because you live down in Tucson.
No, but like it could be anywhere, just
Yeah.
somewhere where there's like realistically like good parking.
Yeah.
Because cars are shit for the environment.
Yeah.
But we have to work with the reality that we live in, which is that Canberra is a driver's city.
Driver's city.
And that you can't really public transport anywhere, especially not home from the city when you live like
you
a 20-minute
Darwin.
drive, which everyone lives like a 20-minute drive from
Yeah,
the city.
absolutely.
So, when you turn the whole city into a construction site and get rid of all the parking, and all the parking is like, $10 a night, then everyone's like, if I go to the city, then I'm gonna have to park like 15-minute walk from the venue, and then I'm going to be walking in the winter, I'm going to be walking in the cold, and then I might not even get a park, and the traffic's going to be arse because everyone's driving home.
Right.
So I think if you just had like a good venue in like, I don't know, Western Creek.
Yeah, you know what? Why not Western Creek?
Yeah.
Let's fucking make
Yeah.
Western Creek happen.
Because most Canberrans don't live in the city, so why is it all the stuff that's happening in the city?
Interesting.
We need more places like Gang Gang.
Gang Gang's a cool place.
Gang Gang's a cool place.
Cool.
I'd love to play at Gang Gang.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think the Bottle Brushes would kill at Gang Gang.
easily.
Yeah,
I got my first gig. I'm doing a charity gig there on the 20-something.
in 20-something years.
No,
On the 20-something.
20 years, I'm pretty sure I got booked in there. I think I'll be good enough just to do it just to that point. On the 20th of this month, I got a... Actually, Oak was supposed to do it, but then Oak couldn't do it because they changed the dates. But it's a charity gig. I've never done a charity gig before, so can't wait to fuck that up. So yeah, I'm keen. Gang Gang seems like a good venue.
Yeah, but we need more places like that that are accessible to people and
Accessibility.
serve good food and have good
Accessibility, and
drinks.
not too pricey, and not too
yeah.
the people's place.
Yeah,
That's what I'd call it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
And so, you got anything you want to plug? Anything coming up?
I do.
Yeah, what-
How did you know?
I just like to ask that question. I know all my podcasts.
No, I have an album coming out on the 17th of June. It's called Picture This. Yeah.
And how do we find it?
You search my name, Patrick Haesler, and I should come up, and then it'll be the most recent album. Or you can search Patrick Haesler, Picture This.
And is that
Should
on
come up.
just on Spotify? Like
Spotify, YouTube,
Yep.
all the places. Bandcamp is the best place to get it because you get bonus tracks.
No
Bandcamp.
way.
Yeah, I always like to reward people if they're going to actually pay money. So all my albums have bonus tracks and sheet music and photos and bonus things.
Cool.
Yeah, but it's like a collection of music that I've written over the years for various media things, podcast themes,
Oh,
scenes from films, and various things that I had to study at uni.
Okay.
How to write for film trailers and video game trailers, and so it's music I've written for that kind of stuff, and then polished it up into an album, and that comes out on the 17th
on the 17th
of June.
of June.
Yeah,
Check out Patrick Haesler.
amazing.
A sticker on a stick, a sticker on a stick. Oh, take me back to when I was young with a sticker on a stick. A sticker on a stick, a sticker on a stick. Oh, take me back to when I was young with a sticker on a stick.
Quench your hard-earned thirst with a True Blue James sticker on a stick. Head on over to truebluejames.com to view his range of quality-made organic stickers on a stick. That's truebluejames.com. Tell him James sent you.
Yeah. If you could go to a location,
Yeah.
what kind of shoes would you wear?
If I could go to a location,
Yeah.
do I choose the location or just if I could leave the house?
That's up to it. Yeah. Just if you could go to a location, what shoes would you wear and why?
I think in my ideal world, I would be barefoot,
You be barefoot.
and the location that I would be going to would not have any anything on the ground that would hurt my feet. No broken
Okay.
glass,
Okay.
no discarded vapes or needles or
Yes.
anything,
Yeah.
or rocks that were spiky,
Yeah.
or snakes.
Okay.
There would just be like soft grass, and like soft dirt, and just be able to feel my feet connected to the ground.
What emotion are you trying to achieve right there?
I think it's not an emotion so much as it's just like a feeling.
A feeling.
The world, like being able to experience as much of what's around me as possible. Like I can hear everything that's around me. I can see everything clearly. I can my nose is clear and I can smell everything.
Okay.
And like my shoes are not a boundary between me and the world. And I understand that sometimes I got to wear shoes because sometimes there's broken glass.
It's a shoe wearing world.
But I would rather not. Yeah.
So what could you describe a word that sums up that?
One.
All right. Well, for our final song, let's just have a nice jam. And what's a key you like?
What's the key you like?
I'm always for like C or E.
C or E?
Maybe C.
Let's do C.
Actually, you know what? Let's do F.
Let's do F?
Yeah.
Alright, and I'll play
Whatever. Key.
oneness.
You play one. We'll achieve oneness.
We'll achieve oneness.
We're going to start as 2, and then we're going to come into 1.
1. Okay.
Thank you so much, Patrick Haesler, for coming on to James's house. You've been such a great guest. I hope you had a good time. Have you had a good time?